I had to run to the store real quick to get some milk. Let me get my stuff set up real quick. I apologize. Oh, fancy little foldable tray that I actually got from like Walmart for like $15. Let me get logged in real quick to an account to be able to see comments and fun jazz. Hope we're all doing absolutely wonderful this terrific evening. I can't talk. Let me make sure my Wi-Fi's off. Because if my Wi-Fi is on, it does not work like it's supposed to. Let me get comments pulled up real quick. Live chat. Hey, what's up, Tom? How you doing, man? All right, give me just a minute. I apologize. Trying to get set up to where I can see your guys' comments. Chicken snacks. Chicken Cindy's is what we're looking for. Here we go. This is what we're looking for. Get set up to where I can see your guys' comments. Ooh. What's up, Dimitri? Let me see if this get that interactiveness going on. So, you know, I can talk to you guys as we go. So, we're gonna ideally finish the Specialized today. It kind of looks like a bike right now. Honestly, we got a tire. We're missing the front. I took the front tire off to weigh it, if I recall. I think that's what I did. It's never too late for coffee. That is delightful. So yeah, almost late to my own live. Sorry about that. I had to go to the store real quick to get milk for the kiddos because bedtime's coming up and Mama is putting the kids to bed and we didn't have milk. So it's very important to get milk. So I had to do that. So this is the stock wheel set that actually came on the Specialized. So it looks like it says Stout, and it's flak jacket tires, ground controls. But this is a 2015 bike, if I recall, that was given to me to build up and to kind of just work on. So we're going to see what happens in the long run. My last week's video was actually installing the fork with my nephew. And yeah, I forgot that I had this 27.5 air fork that I could actually put on this. So that worked out about perfect for me. So we got the 27.5 on this. And we're sitting pretty good right now. We're going to probably... I'd like to try to finish this bike today. Don't worry, I did not just drop that wheel. So let me back this camera up a little bit so we can get a better look at everything. Here we go. Boop. And we're just going to kind of slowly but surely put stuff on this and get it worked out. And hey, what's up, Fractured? Well, hello there. It is, in fact, a Manitou fork, which cracks me up because I get so many comments over the arc being backwards, and that's how it's supposed to be. And I was actually talking to a bud on Instagram about it because he's like, "You need to fix your fork, you're gonna die." And I was like, "It's a Manitou, that's how it's supposed to look." So it's pretty funny how that actually works. But I'm glad people are, looking out for my health and well-being, so that's exciting. So I guess we're just gonna kind of chug along and just keep building this bike up, and I'll answer comments and that kind of thing. Quick update on the Travail build while we're talking about it. So it's been in this state. Oh goodness, who did? Hey, Dimitri, you didn't have to do that, man. Thank you so much. Anybody who donates, by the way, that money actually goes to this build. So perfect timing, Dimitri. But any money that's donated actually goes to this frame build, and this is the build we're going to be giving away. I'm like 9 subscribers away from 3,000, so I'll probably just make this a 3,000 subscriber thank you episode. That wasn't the game plan. Originally, I was just going to give this away. I was hoping to be able to give it away before... Hang on. Who says it? Give it away, give it away, give it away. Now, I don't remember if Captain Cogs does that or if Fracture does it, but it's one of the two. But so that's what that money's going towards. So right now, I'm waiting on one part to come in via Amazon, which it's supposed to be here tomorrow, actually. I've already got the video for this week uploaded, and it goes live Wednesday. It's me working on my dirt jumper because, fun fact, I'm going to Ray's Mountain Bike Park this weekend. The 28th is when I will be there. If you just so happen to be in the area and would like to ride with me, please come out the 28th. We'll probably be there most of the day off and on. So message me on here, message me on Instagram, Facebook, wherever you can find Chicken Cindy's, and let me know to look for you. Because I would love to ride with you guys, and it's just so much fun for me. I'm a decent rider, so you know I might hold you back if you're really, really good. But at the same time, it's just nice to meet you guys. So, but yes, one part should be in tomorrow to be able to finish this finally. So, super excited for that. So keep an eye out for that, and we're gonna get this finally built and sent off to someone. I'm super stoked. But all right, now that we've touched on that, and again, Dimitri, thank you so much for the donation, man. That means a ton. Let me catch up on comments real quick, and then we will get started on the Specialized. That's how I trek as a Monitou. It's Thomas. What's up, Thomas? How you doing? But no, we'll get going. I'm super stoked. Let's install. Let's go ahead and do the bottom bracket in Jazz. Let me try to fix this camera up a little bit. I'm going to be just a little bit of moving. So we're going to kind of point it down. Boop. Sorry if it's shaking a bit. So let's get the bottom bracket on. Ooh, and fun fact. This is the new JG Bike crankset. So very, very fortunate. Actually, JG Bike sent this to me for free. I guess I'm an ambassador for them or some jazz. I don't really know the title. But I contacted them. They opened back up. And they actually sent this to me to install on a bike build. So gonna install this bad boy on the Specialized. So I'm still not sure what I'm doing with this Specialized. They even asked me what ring size I wanted. So I got a 32. It should be an oval. I think 32s are the sweet spot for me in the sense of like how I ride and climbs and stuff. So, woo, we can like get a picture of my face in the middle of the oval ring. But they've ever so slightly changed these cranksets. They made the teeth just ever so slightly deeper, so a little bit more of a bite. And the big change is honestly just aesthetically. I think they look better aesthetically. It's a lot of JG here, so if that's something you don't like, then I can totally understand why you may not want to get these new ones compared to the older ones. Actually, check this. Perfect. These were the older style JG cranks. And these were the ones that were donated by Run Bike Mike. So, Run Bike Mike donated those. And, whoop, slip that through. Try to, hang on. Whoop, back it up a little bit. So you can kind of see the big difference there. But slightly different design. Overall, pretty similar. But they just kind of did some quality of life changes. As mentioned, they made the splines a little bit deeper. And that seems to be a pretty good fix all in all. I didn't really notice a big difference or a change in the bottom bracket. The bottom bracket still looks similar or the same to me, so we'll see how that works. Or uh-oh, there goes my iPad, or how that goes. Hey, what's up, Pop? How you doing, man? Let me go through some of these real quick. I don't want to. Now I'm going to be off camera because I moved it because we're working on the bottom bracket. But let me catch up real quick. Hey, what's up, Jack? Single Track Jack is alive and well in the chat. So fun fact. And hey, he's actually, it's a rodent, Aridin. He's actually going to be there Saturday as well to Ray's Mountain Bike Park. So again, if any of you guys live around Ray's Mountain Bike Park there in Ohio, hit me up so we can, hey, so we can meet up and ride together. So, all right, we doing stuff in the McGuffins? We sure are. What's up, Jose? How you doing, man? I hope those P&W pedals are still treating you well. I know this weather kind of is bleh, but ooh, I think it looks pretty good too, honestly. I really think it does. I am a pretty big JG Bike fan. I think they just make terrific product for the price. I think it's really hard to beat personally. So, you can watch me embarrass myself. The game plan is this year, they have a foam pit. Last year, I didn't share any videos of this, but I was actually working on 360s, and I got pretty close to a couple. But I think I'd like to work on backflips this year. If I could maybe try to do one into the foam pit and then land one on the resi, I think that'd be a super fun video, especially because I'm 32, so it's kind of hard to learn new stuff. You know, I see like 6-year-olds do backflips all the time. So surely if a 6-year-old can do it, I can figure it out. So let me know if I should learn how to do a backflip. I'll probably never do an actual one on like dirt because I hurt myself tremendously, and I'm a father of 2, and you know my wife's just staying home and I have to work. But we, you know, it is what it is. All right, let me grab some grease. Yeah. So there was a part in the video that I posted this week. Dude, I'm over 40, still learning new stuff. Amen to that, Fractured. I love watching your videos, man. That little park you have, it's not little, but that park you go to BMX is absolutely so stinking cool, man. I would love to have that near me. I sadly do not. But man, talk about an awesome looking bike park. But of course, you and I have talked about this. If like we went to that, I would probably bring my skateboard. I'd have to bring my skateboard and my dirt jumper. Just because of the fact that I love skateboarding. A lot of you know that. I try not to like cross-platform a lot of stuff just because I worry about that. I want to try to keep a lot of this. That's the left side. I'd like to try to keep this channel as much as I possibly can bike related. But every now and then I'll post a video of me like skateboarding or, you know, a new guitar or something like that. Just because that's stuff I do. Fun fact, we go over this quite a bit, but your bottom bracket, when you screw it in, it should go in this easily until you start to bottom out, and then you can get it tensioned to where it's supposed to be. But if you're screwing in a bottom bracket and it's being kind of hard to get in, definitely check it out because you don't want to cross-thread that. So that's a pretty big one in my opinion that a lot of people potentially miss on. So just a heads up there, guys. Say there is a airbag and a jump. Oh, I've never seen the airbag and jump area. So fun fact, guys. I have a new bike frame coming to me in the mail. I didn't necessarily intend on buying it because originally it wasn't for sale. Like they were out of stock. The crazy thing is, it's at, hey, what's up, Roman? How you doing, man? Yes, we're trying to finish the Specialized. I'm hoping to get it done today, so we'll see what actually happens. But so I have a new frame coming in. I'm very excited over this new frame, but it's going to be replacing my NS Eccentric, which is really, really wild to say because that bike has been kind of like a staple almost for this channel. So I'm going to be taking a lot of parts off the NS to put on this new bike, and I think I'm going to be listing the NS Eccentric frame for sale. So if that's a frame you're interested in, it'll be the white one because obviously I had it painted white. It's still in really good condition. But I think it'll come with the dropper post and some things like that. I'm taking the wheel set off because it's an i9 wheel set and stuff like that. But I'm not, this isn't a sales pitch video, but just a heads up on that. But all right, let me keep chugging along here. Getting this bad boy on. So fun, interesting thing that I like to do. Whenever I put on a new bottom bracket, I actually will find a piece of plastic, or you can just use a shop towel, and I'll actually put it over. So I'll put it over to kind of help with scratches, because I don't want to like scratch up my brand new bottom bracket, which I mean, it's going to get scratched, so it doesn't make a difference, but just a little tip if you want to do that. Jose, I'm not sure. Honestly, I was just thinking around $300 or $400. I think you're just in Chicago area, aren't you? So I mean, you and I can meet in the middle if that's something you wanted, and you can hit me up on Facebook, and we can send pictures if that's something you are interested in. So, but yeah, so like I said, I'll take a shop towel, and that just kind of helps with scuffs, because I don't like to scuff new toys, even though they're going to get scuffed, because it's literally a mountain bike. So there's not much you can honestly do about it in the sense of like how it's going to work. But man, new cranks look so good. JG Bike did a like stupendous job, if that's a good word for this, just on this, in my opinion. I think it looks absolutely terrific. This black on black's gonna look good, I think. I think it's gonna look sharp. What do you think? Black on black with this Specialized? I think it's got red somewhere. Oh, the tires are red. We can just totally black out this bike and make it look super sharp. This is gonna be such a fun build because it's gonna be like specifically cross country. It's gonna be such a fun bike. It's gonna go fast. Didn't plan to buy it, but I slipped on a banana and clicked accidentally to order the button. So I have an idea for a short video, which I think I have Marley on board for it. So if I get to do this short, it's gonna be hysterical. I'm so excited for the potential of this short I'm thinking of. Because I even actually wrote a script for it, which is saying something, because I've actually talked to Chris over at the shed over this a lot, and he asks me like if I make scripts and stuff as like when I'm like doing videos, and I've never made scripts. I've just always just kind of winged it, and it's always worked okay. And so far, you know, I've not gotten in too much trouble. I've had a couple people get upset over things I've said and whatnot, but that is what it is at the end of the day. You know, you can't keep everybody happy, which I am a people pleaser. A lot of you probably know that about me. A lot of you who know me personally definitely know that about me. I'm a hardcore people pleaser. So, you know, I don't like getting hate comments, and I try to avoid them at all costs, but sometimes I do, and sadly, at the end of the day, it is what it is. But yeah. NS Eccentric is getting retired. I've had that bike for almost 3 years. Such an amazing bike. Absolutely stellar bike. It's treated me well. I've taken it a lot of places. How much for the NS frame? Okay, so we're caught up on comments. So we're going to slowly but surely get this crank set put together. Honestly, some of this stuff, I may not, like I'm not going to torque some of this down right away. I'll work on it a little bit later. I just kind of want to build it up and see what it looks like. We'll get the tire on here in a minute, and we'll just kind of chug along and see what happens. They gave me 5 bolts. I guess thank you. Spare bolt just in case. I don't think you get spare bolts if you order them brand new. So just a heads up on that. I don't know what that was about, why I got an extra. So what do you guys want to see me do to this bike? That seems like a fair question to ask. I was going to try to keep as much as the stock as I can, is the game plan. But of course, you know, I like toying with bikes. And I like building bikes. So if there's something specific, I know Berserker Nick said I should probably throw like a 160, 180 mil fork on this and ride it and have fun. Which, I mean, that would be a blast, don't get me wrong. I would love to do that. So we're just going to kind of hand tie some of this stuff down. Just to, as mentioned, just kind of throw it together and get her going. But yeah, huge shout out to JG Bike for hooking me up with this crank set. Much, much, much appreciated. Definitely going to put it to some good use on this bad boy, that's for sure. But how y'all doing tonight? Everyone having a good night so far? It's what, 7:20 here? 7 o'clock? I know it's like 3:30 in the morning for Fractured. Thank you, Fractured, for joining at 3:30 in the morning. I appreciate you more than you'll ever know. And he's located in Finland, who probably has a ton of snow still currently. I say do a budget cross-country build such as MT200, microshift. I have never actually done the microshift, the 8-speed. I finally messed with the 9-speed, which I did the 9-speeds on the Travail. So what I did with the Travail build is I just bought the 9-speed clutch derailleur, because in my opinion, which of course it's just my opinion, not everyone has one, I think the 9-speed range is terrific. It's coming stock if you're trying to keep it budget friendly and that kind of a thing. Why would you need to make it super, super wide? It's not a big deal. I mean, that bike's obviously, definitely, most likely aimed towards the, like, beginner mountain biker who's probably not doing crazy climbs to start with. So, I mean, it doesn't hurt if you have the extra cash and stuff and you just, you know, you want to upgrade it. That's on you. That's up to you. Oh, that felt good. Woo! Oh, goodness. So, as I've learned in many times, fun fact, this is now aluminum. I think the older ones were as well, but it's nice and metal, and that blue Loctite is very, very appreciated. So this is one of those things I do actually like to torque. Most of them are typically torqued around 9, give or take. So I'll probably pull out the torque wrench for that here in just a minute. Ooh, that looks good. So I go back and forth. So I'll tighten one bolt until like I feel it's a little snug or like starts to bite. So right there I can feel like it's got some pressure. So now I'll switch to the other. Oh, hang on. We literally just discussed this. Don't do that, guys. Put this on first. Put the little cap on first. I think it's a 10 mil too. It's a beefy boy. So yeah, here. It doesn't come with anything, but here. So my 10, this is a 10. So yeah, this is your little compression plug. Squeezes everything together. Make sure you put this on first before you start to tighten like I was doing. I was going to get some comments over that. I always do that. I just don't pay attention. Especially when I'm talking on a live feed. That's the thing though. You're vulnerable on lives. Bound to make a mistake, right? Ooh. Loosen it just a smidge. I want it to be able to... There we go. That'll be good. I like it. Silky smooth. Alright, let me start to get this tightened a little bit. And I'll back the camera out a little bit more so you can see me while I'm actually working on it. Like I said, I'll do this. I'll snug them both just a smidge. And then I rotate back and forth as I work on them. But yeah, let me know if you watched my most recent video last week's of the headset and what you think about it. My nephew's starting to get a little bit bigger, as some people mentioned. That's pretty good. Let me back this up a little bit. Whoop. There we go. Fun fact, Arodin is the wonderful gentleman who donated this bike technically to me. He kind of gave me the free to do what I wanted to do with it. It is a large. It's 27.5. A lot of you know I'm 5'10" with a 32-inch inseam, so I'm technically between medium and larges. Whenever I order frames, unless they come with a medium-large option, which the new frame I ordered does, it's a medium-large. And I actually got a call from the lady today because I had a medium reserved, but the medium-large became available, which I was fine with, so I snagged the medium-large. But if I ride 29er, I'll upsize... Oh, I'm sorry. If I ride a 29er, I'll go to a medium because it's a smaller frame with bigger wheels. When it's a large, I typically ride 27.5. So, large frame, 27.5 wheels. And that just kind of helps with standover height and things like that. And in my brain, that just makes sense to do it that way. Now, that may not be what you do or want to do. And that's absolutely fine. Whoa. I literally just put this on. Deja vu. So I got an extra bolt and an extra compression bolt. Wonder why that is. How strange. Well, I really hope someone didn't order these and not get the compression bolt because they ended up being in mine. Oops. So we'll throw this on real quick because this will be an easy one to put on. So what we're going to try to do to start with is leave this all stock. Is the thought process. If I can get that to bite, there we go. So we're going to try to leave this as stock as possible, is the thought process originally. Oh, hang on, coffee break. Coffee break, and let's catch up on comments. It's looking like a bike. It's got me excited. What do we got? So in that size logic, your medium-large frame is a mullet. Typically, yes. So with the new frame I'm getting, it's actually, I'm just going to go ahead and keep it 29. But very valid point. So like my Specialized, I set that up as a mullet for, for different reasons in the sense of like how a mullet works in the sense of being able to get your back faster because it's a 27.5 as opposed to a 29er. But I mean, like if you ride them like next to each other, 27.5s are more nimble because the tires are smaller and they get up to speed quicker, For me, I have a lot of roots in my area, so like a 29er is terrific for monster trucking things. I can hit roots and it's not a big deal. They're a little bit harder to get up to speed, but they're like when they get up to speed, I feel like they sustain their speed longer. It takes a little bit longer to slow them down than because of that, and that kind of, you got just more inertia and a bigger wheel. So it is what it is there. Let me know if you oh, what's he saying? I run the 1x8 since I just do casual trails, not too often. I think Microshift is so hard to beat bang for buck. I have a GX Axis. Absolutely love my GX Axis. It works terrific. But I mean, when you're comparing the price of a $600 wireless shifter that just comes with the derailleur and the shifter, not even the cassette and stuff, compared to like a $250 full Microshift Advent X setup, it's really hard to beat Microshift Advent X or any of the ones below that, just because, I mean, they're terrific. They're terrific prices, and they work. Once you get them dialed in, they work. It's great. And you don't have to worry about a battery dying. Never had a battery die, but it is a realistic possibility. So, I like how the Manitou backwards makes it look like you installed this. Yeah, so we were talking about that earlier. But no, I'm trying to remember how much this. I think this Manitou was about 230 whenever I bought it originally. I'm not sure what they're at now, but it's literally hung up there for like a year straight because I originally bought it for the Huffy Scout build, which I mean it was terrific for that build. I put a 26 on it and or 26-inch tire on it, and it worked great. But I forgot it was actually 27.5. So being able to put it on this bike is so stinking cool because it saved me from having to buy another fork. All right, let's check out this. Hiya! It's 27.5? Okay, here we go. We'll put this front tire back on. We'll get that set up in just a second. But so far, thank you all for everyone who's joined. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to hang out for me with a little bit, whether it be for 30 seconds or for 10 to 15 minutes. I appreciate it. We'll probably let the live feed go for about, I don't know, an hour, give or take, like I typically do. So I'll probably jump off around 8 o'clock my time, and we'll kind of just work with it from there. What we got? When Fractured said, when I try out mullet setup on the Canyon Stoic, I knew that it will be a difference, but how huge the difference was. I don't think people realize the big of a difference it actually does make. It's really nice having that 29 like front tire to be able to actually like still roll over things, but you have the nimbleness in the rear to like be able to like kick your back out and stuff. It's kind of weird to like, you know, if you've never tried it, it's hard to explain, but it's just really cool how well it actually does work. It's wild. But yeah, I can see how some people wouldn't like it. It's kind of like an oval chainring in the sense of like, it might be slightly like a placebo effect for some. You know, the science, you know, saying that it does this a specific way and this is how it works, that still doesn't mean like brain games and stuff won't come into effect or factor. So, this tire, here we go. I had it on there all the way around in the middle, like I usually like to do. I tell you what though, my dirt jumper video that's going up this week, getting off those Continentals was a pain. Oh my gosh. Those Race Kings were miserable to get off. And I don't even know why they were. It was just not fun for me. I edited the crap out of the video to make it look like it wasn't difficult. But man, it was miserable. And I remember when I put them on, actually, I remember them being, like, kind of hard to get on. Here, let me back up the camera a little bit. He's not just talking, you can see what I'm doing. But yeah, I remember them being kind of a pain to get on, which I was like, okay, good. It's a tight, snug fit, which I'm fine with. Fun fact, I always leave my tires slightly inflated when I'm putting in an inner tube. I don't know who does or doesn't do that, but I just think it works better. It kind of keeps the tube from being all wonky, because that can happen whenever you go to reinflate it. So, that is what it is there. Oh, got a couple messages. A Photoshop, it really is. That's exactly, how's it going, Anthony? I'm good to see you, man, or talk to you tonight. But no, that's exactly what it is. But no, I was, man, towards that, like, the part of me, like, putting them on, like, if you look really close in the video, you'll see, like, beads of sweat on my brow as I was just struggling. It was the opposite of ideal. Yeah, that's a valid point, too. You get a little bit more slack on the front when you slap a 29er on it because it raises it up a little bit. I mean, you know, my NS Eccentrics head tube angle is 65, and I love that. It's got a 140 millimeter fork. When I put the 140 millimeter fork on my new frame that's coming in, it should slacken it out to about 64 if I've done the math right. So just slightly steeper. And I believe MTV Keo has done the math on this one, but my seat tube angle should be 67, I think. He has this crazy spreadsheet. MTV Keo, terrific individual, absolutely amazing dude, and I love talking to him. Just an overall, just great guy. Dimitri said, I had some Continental Mountain King 27.5 by 2.3, and they took forever to get off, but putting on was easy. See, yeah, putting mine on was miserable too. Here. So I got the Continentals, the Race Kings. So there's those. But mine are the 26s, and I think they're 2.2s, if I recall. Yeah. So you got 26 by 2.2. Hopefully you can see that. So, hopefully. Thank you, everybody who's now joining as well. Again, I appreciate it. We're just kind of building up the Specialized and talking. Has anybody bought a new bike here recently? And if you have bought a new bike, what is it? I'm super excited over my new frame. I'm trying not to there's only a couple people who know what it is actually right now. And I'm so excited. I don't know if anyone can actually guess what it is. It's kind of a wonky one. But it's pretty much going to be a frame that I plan on riding for a long time. I had the NS Eccentric for almost 3 years, and it was an absolutely terrific bike. And honestly, I had no intention on getting rid of the NS Eccentric. It's absolutely my favorite hardtail. And a lot of you know that I pretty well just ride hardtails if I ride anything. I just love hardtails. Especially around me, there's not a lot of stuff a hardtail can't do. If I lived, somewhere with a lot more, downhill and stuff like that, I would probably ride a full suspension more. But whenever you have just mostly cross-country trails where you live, there's no reason to have a crazy, nice full suspension bike. I won't ever dog on you for having a full suspension bike because, everyone's allowed to have whatever they want. But just for me as an individual, my preference is a hardtail. So, I ride hardtails. Look at that, guys! Oh, bar spin, did you see that? Oh, I say we just ride it like this, no brakes or nothing. Oh my goodness. A no-brake trail bike. I'm thinking now. I'm thinking I'm going to get in trouble. Hey, what's going on, Brandy? How are you doing? I bought a Specialized Rockhopper Sport 29 hardtail for when I travel for work. Perfect. I think traveling with bikes to work is an absolutely terrific idea. It is one of the best things you can do. Oh, hang on, let me go back. I missed a couple things. Single Track Jack says, maybe we'll build me a dirt jumper if I have enough fun with the rental at Ray's. I think, especially since you're living close to me now, and us going to the pump track every now and then, especially when it warms up, I think a dirt jumper would really help you a lot, man. But again, you can just ride my dirt jumper at Ray's, or I think you read it at the pump track, and I think you really enjoyed it. So, you don't have to get a crazy one like I have, like an Evil Faction 2. You can get a real nice, $800 dirt jumper. And there's actually quite a few I've seen go up on Facebook Marketplace for decent prices. What do we got? Roman, MTV Keo's a dope guy. He gets some sick deals on bike and his wealth of MTV knowledge. He absolutely is. And he's also a guy that will, buy non-bike parts and sell them. The Sid fork I have on my Axum build actually came from Keo. And the cool thing about him is he's not looking out to screw you over, for lack of a better term. He will help you get parts and things like that. The 5 Dev cranks, he has a 15% off coupon from him, asking me if I wanted it. Just a nice guy. People don't, a lot of people don't do that kind of stuff. Same with Berserker Nick. There's just a handful of people in this community that are just truly awesome people. And that's why I love being part of this community. Very fortunate for sure. All right. Anthony, plan on doing a gravel build from a garage sale bike when the right... That, I have seen a lot of people do that now, and they're so stinking fun to watch. I love that. Just being able to take an older style bike, which is about the exact same geometry as a gravel bike, and just putting drop bars on it, or even leaving it as a flat bar bike, or a flat, good grief, a flat, just a flat bar bike is what you'd call it, flat handlebar bike. But no, it's cool to see a lot of people do those kinds of builds. I love that. Brandy, I read yours. Fracture, man, first time when I installed a Rimpack Pro insert, trying to make a video out of it, but there was so much swearing that so I finally got my Cush core down to about a science, but it's taken me about 4 or 5 installs, and honestly, I'm dreading taking the Cush core and stuff out of my NS Eccentric because I'm wanting to clean up my rims entirely because I'm actually going with a different color scheme. I'll still have the purple hubs, because the hubs are the i9 Hydra hubs, and I'm not getting rid of those. Very nice hub set. But I'm taking off the stickers and stuff, and I'm wanting to wipe them down and clean them really well and actually rim tape them just the tubeless tape again. So I'm really trying to be okay with that, and I'm just not right now. I'm just, oh my gosh, it's gonna break my head. All right, Brandy, fractured. And then we leave everyone hanging on how it goes, like with my carbon. So if you've watched the DIY carbon bike build, I'm so very sorry. As Jackie and I have talked many times in doing the part 2, but we just never have. He lives like not even a mile from me now, so I mean, we could do it any time, but gosh, we need to do that, man. Good grief. What's up, MK Gearhead? What's he got? I picked up a Schwinn Axum when they were on sale for $230. The only original parts are the frame and spokes. I know that feeling, man. I've actually upgraded my both my wheel sets because the fork on it's now a 110, so I had to get a new front wheel for it. So I had to change that to a through axle. Anthony says they are. I love the idea of rejuvenation. Yeah, I think that's terrific, and I think it's even more cool when like you decide to strip the paint and repaint it and just give it brand new life. It's so cool, absolutely awesome, and still haven't even dialed that thing in all the way. So, So Single Track Jack and I had a really weird year last year. Story time with Josh real quick before we've hardly done anything to this Specialized, but it looks like a bike. Here, hang on. Give me 1 second. Let's do this. Before story time. Hang on. Here we go. There we go. Let's make it look like a bike. Let's do this. Boom! Hang on. Hang on. There we go. There we go. Okay. All right. Now when people join the live feed, since we're 40 minutes into it, it kind of looks like we've done it. Because now we're talking because I love the comments and it's super fun for me. Look at this Specialized. What a neat bike. It's almost done, guys. Hey, back to your question, Jackie. Pew! And that's when about 7 people left the live feed. So, yeah. So a lot of you know I started a new job last year. And basically, between 4 SPACs, because we're short 6 people right now, working overtime shifts, like it's been rather difficult for me to like make content and even just ride over the last year. I was just feeling pretty overwhelmed, honestly, just between mentally and just, like coming home and being a father and being a husband. Like it was rather difficult to even like get me to make some videos. So I'm in a much better spot right now, and that's why I'm trying to get videos out again and doing live feeds again because I love this kind of stuff. This is like my jam. I love talking to people. I'm pretty charismatic, as many of you have probably noticed. But no, I'm very thankful for all of you, but I'm also very thankful for Jackie, and just him and I have been friends since 2nd grade. But man, it was a hard year for us, just between wanting to ride and stuff like that. So hopefully this year we can really fix that, and we talk about it quite a bit. So, maybe you guys can kind of keep honest too about it and like, hey Josh, where's your videos or something like that. So, but we're working on it, and Wednesday's video is already done and uploaded, so Wednesday's is good to go. But Noah, do you guys like my videos with my nephew? I love working with Noah, and it's fun for me to like teach him to do it as well, but I feel like that might be harder for someone to learn from since I'm trying to do it second or third hand in the sense of like having him do it. So let me know in the comments if that is something you enjoy, or if I should maybe just try to stick specifically to like, him and I just working on stuff. Wonder what coffee you drink. That energy level is something. It's just coffee, I promise. Like that scene in Elf, whenever they're in the bottom of the mail office room or whatever, and they're like, he's pouring the liquor and he thinks it's syrup and just dumps the whole thing in his coffee. Oh, good grief. Let's point this up a little bit. All right. Sorry my camera's shaking like Michael J. Fox. Oh, terrible joke. I love Michael J. Fox. Oh, gosh. I know better. Back to the Future is some of my favorite movies. Absolutely love them. All right. We're going to pretend I didn't just say that because that was terrible. All right. Back to the bike. What are we doing? Ooh, the pedals are clipless. I forgot about that. Huh. But we can start working on cockpit stuff a little bit. We can take this. This was the drive the 2x up front and throw that away. Whoop, because we're not using that. That is gone. Let's see what all we can grab up here. We're probably going to throw this away because of, we're going to use a new cable. So we'll take this out real quick. All right. So these are kind of fun how they actually work, but it's kind of hard to see it. But whenever you shift down, that's when you can actually whoop, pull that bad boy out. So we'll throw this on it. So basically what we're going to try to do right now is just make it a 1x. I might just get something for the chains. Well, that's the 3x. Let's get the right one, Joshua. So we're basically going to keep this a 1x8. And it is, the rear is actually a Shimano HG. So it is ready for 108.2. Oh, Anthony. So I've actually had a set of the hubs, and I think for $200, they're almost impossible to beat for the wheel set. I'm actually debating on getting a set for this bike build, so it's funny you bring that up. But I haven't purchased them yet, but I would like to get them. And I forgot, this did come with hydraulic brake. Oh, someone mentioned that about doing MT200s, which is hysterical because these actually have Tektros, which I've only had 1 or 2 pair of Tektros in my time of riding bicycles, but they are, what I like about these is the levers are actually decently short. You know, a lot of the cheaper ones, the levers are like huge, or they're way too long, and like you try to do like 1 finger braking and they're almost miserable. So this will be let's get some of this stuff swapped around real quick. Yeah, I forgot this had hydraulic brakes. We'll probably just do some really loose fitting of these right now before we get everything else on and taken care of. Everything I've put on this bike so far has pretty much used this 5mm. It's really nice when everything's uniform like that. I'll have to catch up on comments here in a second. I know there's quite a few good. There we go. Get that bad boy on there. Get the shifter. Oh. Well, this is a 9-speed. I've been saying 8-speed. Oops. Oh, it's going to fit awkward. So, okay, we'll want to do that the other way. Sometimes when they have these house cages like this big old cage, I can't get it to where I want it in the sense of shifting. So I'm going to, well, I don't really want it on the other side because it'll be a little bit of a reach. But I think that's what I'm going to have to do to start with. That's alright. Do what you gotta to make it work, right? Improvise and overcome. There we go. Like I knew what I did, but it's not working. I was like, why is that being so difficult to slip on and off? Are those Bontrager's? Oh, it says body geometry. I thought it was a Bontrager grip, but I was like, that's really weird because this is Specialized, and Bontrager is the specialty of Trek. So we'll just kind of throw this back here for right now. It's already got the adapter on it still. Probably just hand tighten some screws in this rear caliper real quick, just to kind of, again, go through this. You can feed it through the wheel like that. Once I get these bolts in, I'll look at some comments real quick. Hopefully I don't miss any. Truly sorry if I do, guys. I try to hit all the comments, but I am not perfect. Nice. Easy peasy. All right, to the comment section. Sorry, guys. Kind of got carried away there with putting stuff on that as we're trying to get her done. All right. MK said, yeah, the hubs had to go. I found a set on AliExpress. The 6 Paul rear hub sounds like I'm being chased by bees. That's the kind of rear hub you want. Bees in your hub. That's what I like. Anthony, any thoughts on... Okay, I saw that one pop up, so I was able to touch on that one. It's a shame they weren't out last year when I bought 3 sets of Brand X wheels. Did you get your Brand X wheels from Chain Reaction? Out of curiosity, just let me know, because I am kind of wondering, as I've seen the Brand X stuff, and I've never purchased Brand X stuff like knowingly. I know I've bought some bikes that came with it stock. Like I've had a Brand X drop a post and I didn't mind it. It was fine. But I've always gone with just like P&W stuff because it comes with lifetime warranties, which I love. So, Fractured. Trying to get out and ride soon, but need to go scout if some trails are accessible by bike or just snowed shut. Yeah, man. Gosh, it's wild the amount of snow you guys get in Finland. Absolutely blows my mind. I'm going to lose this little screw, so I'm going to put it back on. Wait. Put it on the right way. Boop. There we go. Okay. Looking like a bike, right? I mean, making progress. We'll just kind of let that dangle. Let me get the front brake. We don't need that. Front brake caliper. Cool. Wait, where'd it go? I kept the housing because I didn't want to lose it on accident. Guys, a lot of this is just going to be dialing this bike in, honestly. So we'll get that checked out in a minute. I keep forgetting that I took this off. So like, I changed the fork and I don't have the stem tightened, so it keeps moving on me. There we go. All right. She's looking good. Oh, that's going to bother me. I better fix that. I'm so weird about stuff and things being the way I want them to be. This is going to be such a minute change. Just going inside that. I bet a lot of you don't know that I'm like actually a really weird like perfectionist. And when something doesn't look the way I want it to look, I get really frustrated. That's one of those sayings. I guess it's my cross to bear. I'm pretty sure my wife hates it hates me because of that secretly. We'll dial these in just a smidge more. So I'd like to keep the clipless pedals on this, but I don't have the shoes that work for them. A local bike shop, Jay's, over in Terre Haute, kind of offered to give me a good deal on a new pair of shoes that would work for it. So we'll have to see if I can do that. Oh, good grief. Silly Manitou fork. It's got to go back through behind, because it's here on the back of the wheel itself. All right. So it goes here to here. What a mess. I don't think I care for that much. All right. How long has it been since I've used this fork? I mentioned it over like a year. All right. That'll be good. Let me throw this grip on here. And we'll be done with the front of this bike. Getting annoyed. Yeah. There we go. Nice. The nice thing about this is a lot of it's going to be just... Well, see, now that doesn't make a lick of sense, does it, guys? But there's a... That's interesting. Huh. We'll figure that out later. I don't like what it's doing. Back to the comments real quick. Hey, what's up, Fishing? How you doing? Did you figure out your bushings? Fun fact, fun question, just out of curiosity. Anthony, yep, actually have held up great, but the engagement has definitely left a lot to be desired. Okay, so yeah, that makes a huge difference. You know, a lot of people will like argue with good engagement hubs against non-engagement, like not as good engagement hubs. And they say something along the lines of like, well, if you really need that engagement to ride, get better, get good scrub kind of a thing. And I think it's just more of a nice thing to have. So if you can get good engagement hubs, get good engagement hubs. Who cares? Like, if you don't want good engagement hubs, then don't get it. But don't bike shame someone else for getting them. Like, why does that matter? Some people just are interesting to me. Fractured. Anthony Fishing. Hi there, man. What's up, Fishing? I have beat the crap out of my Ardor. I built up for the wife, and they haven't failed yet. That's really good to know over those wheels, man. What do we got? Your fork's on backwards. Oh, goodness. I love that. And for 130 plus shipping. Oh, that's... You're getting brand X's. Like, did that come with the front and rear wheel? 130 for front and rear wheel? That's terrific. Holy cow. Fractured, is it just me or do others also do this? You have more than one bike, then you try to keep handlebars at the same length and all the contact points also the same. I get in trouble over that because a lot of the contact points I buy are expensive. Like the saddle I like is like $100. It's an Ergon, and like it adds up really fast. I have learned that riding with a chamois, which not exactly my proudest moment, but you know when I'm riding my mountain bike and I get on like a 2 to 3 hour bike ride, like saddle sore becomes a real thing. And chamois help so much, even with a not good saddle. So that was kind of the game changer for me when I started. I ride Zoic. I have 3 or 4 different chamois that I ride now, and I really like the Zoic ones a lot. Still waiting for service to get back. Oh, gotcha. Let me know what they say. I hope they can help you, man, to get you those new bushings, especially since you're having some play. But yeah, as mentioned, if you could pull those ones out and measure them, why not? I mean, and get and upgrade those to actual ball bearing. Just do that, man. There should be no issue at all there. Anthony, yes, Black Friday deals in 2022. Ooh, yeah. And you said you got 3 sets, so I mean, $360 for 3 full sets of decent wheels. That's hard to beat, man. That's terrific. That's why we need that bike shop that gives you the receipt, what you can show at home. That is hysterical. I love that. So basically, like what you do is you go buy a bike, like buy a brand new bike for like $3 grand, $4 or $5 grand, and they give you a receipt that says the bike was only $700, so you can show the wife the receipt and say that's how you paid for the bike. It's like the bike bro shop is what it is. Oh goodness, I love that. Hey, what's up, Trevor? How you doing, man? Oh gosh. All right, where are we at? I don't even know. Hey, let's do this. We got to put a chain and some wires and cables through. So that's like fine-tuning stuff. So this seat post cracks me up because this is probably like the right height for when I'm riding it, which I mean, you can't even see my legs right now. But like when I'm riding, this is pretty close to where I actually need the seat. But this is as far as it can go down. Like, what I did in the Schwinn Axum is I had to drill out, like I pulled out that bolt and drilled it out to be able to get the seat post to go down further. So I might actually end up having to do that with this one too, which I don't recommend doing that personally, but I mean, you know, it is what it is at the end of the day. But like if I end up giving this bike to my brother-in-law or my nephew, which is ones I'm thinking about doing with it, wrong side. Finally getting rid of the 5, we're going to a 4, guys. But if I end up giving this away to one of them, like I'll have to shorten that seat post. Like that is going to be way too long for them for sure. Overall though, for being a 2015 bike, this thing's pretty sharp. Like I really think it's nice. It's a good find, single track jack. I still can't believe you got this for free. The guy who owned this ended up getting a full suspension. Correct me in the comments, Jack, if I'm wrong here, but basically he knew that you rode, and I don't think he gave it to you to give to me, but since it's slightly too big for you, that's why you gave it to me. But he just gave it to you because he knew you rode. Which again, correct me if I'm wrong there, but I'm pretty sure that's why you did it. Ooh, let's go ahead and tag those bad boys on. You guys ready to see how I change this? Because a lot of times it's really hard to change the angle on this. There you go. Fun fact over this bad boy Park Tool stand. Whenever you unlatch it to get it turned around, like it gets like stuck almost. So I'll use that for leverage to get it to where I can turn it to where I want it. I'm sure somewhere in the manual it tells you not to do that. But whenever it's been set for so long in a specific place, it does not work like it's supposed to. a lot of people, this is how they clamp their bikes typically anyhow. A lot of people recommend it to do this way. I just never do. I don't know if it's just a lazy thing or what, but I guess I do it sometimes because you're witnessing it right now via live feed. I had a dude reach out to me once on Instagram because I took a picture with the bike in the clamp. He was giving me grief over having it on the top tube instead of the seat post. I was like, I appreciate your concern, sir, but I am not too worried about it. It's not like I'm putting a ton of force when I crimp it anyhow like that. So, any new comments? Hey Josh, we got Anthony, 390, yep, 26-inch and 227.5. Build up to 26, Scout for the 10-year-old, and the GT Aggressor. Nice, man. I really miss my GT Aggressor. That bike was such a cool bike for the price. I loved it. You know, back in the day, I bought a GoPro when I actually got the GT Aggressor, but never started the YouTube channel. I kind of regretted not doing all my GT part of the build because I did a really fun GT build. I ended up putting like $1,000 in it, honestly, which was way more than I'd recommend someone putting into an Aggressor Pro. But I ended up doing like a full, what was it? I'm trying to remember. It was all Shimano stuff. It was like the Black Shadow whenever like that first released. I had the 10-speed Black Shadow on it. I can't remember what number it was. It wasn't like XT or something. But it was a really, really nice build. It had a P&W dropper post on it, and Single Track Jack can confirm it, but I mean it was a cool bike. I mean, I loved the build. I had so much fun with it. Woo-hoo! Look at all this progress. This is a good looking bike. Might have to bleed those just a smidge. They're not too bad, but this is going to be a nice bike, I'm pretty sure. Man, it's sharp. I'm really, really digging it. It's going to be fun to ride. I think it's going to destroy the trails around here. 27.5 and cross-country oriented. Man, it's going to be fast. I'm interested in how it's going to climb. Got some pretty good hills around here to try it on. We'll have to wait and see though, won't we? Pretty well, guys. That's about all she wrote for right now. Let me get caught up on some comments. Put some of these tools back up. And we'll finish my coffee and discuss for a minute. And then we'll I'll tell you what new bike frame I got. Just because some of you that decided to stick around, I want to share my excitement with you over the new frame I got, because I'm super, super stoked on the new frame. And I think some of you might be surprised over it. I don't know. How many we got watching right now? We're down to 9. Losing interest. When they go long like this, it's how it goes sometimes. So, let me catch up real quick. Checking out, man. Oh, night, Anthony. You have a good one, bro. So, let me just get this closer a little bit and point it down. I have been wanting a titanium bike for a while. I never wanted to bite the bullet on a titanium bike. Hey, what's going on, Zach? How you been? But I've never wanted to bite the bullet on a titanium bike, and I finally did. I'm a really, really big fan of Hardtail Party. And Hardtail Party teamed up with Binary Bikes to develop a titanium bike called the Maniac. It can basically do like anything in like a weird sense of like a hardtail. It's got sliding dropouts and stuff like that. And I actually ended up being able to snag one. It shipped out today. So I'm going to make a couple videos of building up this new bike that I purchased. So it's a Binary Maniac. Again, designed by Hardtail Party, which him and I have talked a couple different times. And, you know, like whenever I did my Hardtail Party bag review, he actually reached out to me and sent stickers, which I thought was really cool. I mean, he's got 60,000 plus, like around 60,000 subscribers, and he's messaging a little teeny tiny YouTuber like myself. That's pretty cool that he reaches out like that. I mean, that's that's pretty neat. So that's actually why my NS Eccentric is being sold, which is wild because I never dreamt that I'd get rid of my NS Eccentric. So it's pretty stinking cool that I was able to get one of these Maniacs. So let me get some of these comments again real quick. I'm glad you joined, Zach. Thank you, man. I know you're late, and it's totally cool, brother. Fishing, got RockShox Judy Silver TK. 1-year-old, super nice, but I tried using the lockout and it stopped working. Only used it like 4 times. Huh. I wonder if you could just purchase a new top for the lockout. Have you tried to take the lockout off and look to see if maybe like one of the bits of just broken where it like actually catches the mechanism? So look into that. Also, is it one that's actuated with a switch, or do you actually twist it on the top of your fork itself? As sometimes the cable can slip if it's cable actuated, and you just have to re-tighten that and fix that, which I know you work on bikes a lot fishing, so I mean, I'm sure you've already tried all that. Okay, so it's a twist. So yeah, I'd maybe try to take the top off and just check the internals if you haven't done that yet to see if just something broke. Is it a plastic twist cap or is it metal? Because if it's plastic, it may have just broken, and you could just probably replace that for pretty cheap. Custom hardtail from Sage, which is my titanium build. Yeah, it was really hard for me to, and I'm not like bragging that I bought a titanium frame. It's just the fact that, you know, they are expensive. But I also know that this will be a bike that will basically last me a lifetime, you know, as long as I take care of it. And I'm not sure what kind of warranty it comes from Binaire. I need to check that out. I think it's a lifetime. But they've been super cool, like talking to me and reaching out. I've been very impressed with it. So I'm very excited for that. Huh. I don't know why it wouldn't have pulled out. That's very strange, man. All right, I'm caught up on that. So, Specialized is pretty well done. This week's video will be me working on the dirt jumper. Some of you are probably joining who are new. If you live close to Ohio, please reach out to me if you want to go to Ray's Mountain Bike Park on Saturday. I will be there Saturday with a couple friends. We'll get there Friday night. We're going to ride pretty well all day Saturday, and then we come back home on Sunday. So if you live around Ohio, please hit me up. So if you want to go to Ray's and ride around for a little bit. So I don't know what kind of video I'm going to do quite yet. I know last year, let's say, lots of problems about all RockShox having the lockout problems. Not good. That is interesting. I wonder why that's going on. I wonder if it's because the Judy, what did the Judy cost you? Like $180, give or take? How much is the Judy? I think I'm thinking of the silver, aren't I? Is the Judy a little more expensive, like $250? So yeah, remind me of that. But can you just buy a new top for that? I don't even remember. What's up, Zach? Hang on. I've been trying to go to Ray's for a while. Never can make the time for the 8-hour drive. Hopefully make it one week in the season. Yeah, so it's about a 7-hour drive for me, which isn't too bad. It's pretty nice. It's not too far. But it's definitely not a drive that like I want to do in one day and drive back. So we'll drive up Friday. We'll probably hit a restaurant. We have an Airbnb that we're splitting between 4 of us as of now. I don't know if any more is coming or not. But so we'll get that figured out. But yeah, so we'll drive up there. We'll ride all day Saturday. We definitely don't want to do a 7-hour drive after riding for, you know, 8 to 10 hours, because we'll be just gassed. So we'll probably end up leaving, coming home early Sunday morning. But could use some coffee myself. 4 a.m. Still 2 hours left of night shift. But my man, you are getting close, homie. You are almost done. So let's pull this bad boy down real quick. Let's weigh it. Not everything's on this bike as of now, but I'm just kind of curious. Uh-oh, where's my scale? That's the real question. Why is my scale? Oh, there it is. I see it. All right, let's weigh this soon-to-be cross-country beast. Where, as mentioned, we're missing a few parts. Nothing too crazy. Maybe it'll just add like an extra pound, give or take, total to the whole bike. But most of it's here. So I'm just kind of curious how close it is. It doesn't feel very heavy. Like, it feels pretty light. We'll weigh it. But I don't have a chain. I don't have some cables. I find it really hard to believe that this is right now over 30 pounds. And there's a lot of room that you can upgrade on this bike in the sense of like weight and stuff. So I mean, there's like, kind of out of the frame right now, sorry. But let's go ahead and throw it up here and see what it weighs. Just kind of curious. Been zeroed out. She's wobbling a bit. Let's slow her down. Oh, dang. Gotta still her. She's moving around quite a bit. Come on, buddy. You can do it. You can do it. It'll lock in a second. It's going between like 3 numbers right now, just because she's wobbling this a little bit. It'll stop in a second, but I'll go ahead and show you guys. So it's right above 27, 27.4 and 27.2. So less than 27.5 pounds. When I get everything on it, she'll probably be, what, 29 tops, I'd imagine. So we got pedals, got a chain, a couple cables here and there, which I mean will be like ounces. So she's gone down to 27.2. Well, heck, let's just try to do this. If I end up using these pedals, which again, I don't know if I will or won't because I'd have to buy the shoes for them. But the pedals weigh, oh, hang on. I think that locked before it was supposed to. Okay. Zeroed out now. So, right at 1 pound. So these pedals are kind of heavy, guys. I don't know how much flats weigh. Surely not a pound, good grief. Huh. Surely not a pound. How are we gonna do this? Ah. Well, hang on, we'll just weigh 1. So 0.4. So 0.8 pounds, okay. They weigh a little more than I thought they would. Fun fact. How interesting. I guess I've never really thought about that. So yeah, pedals and a chain, so they'll probably be right at 30 pounds, and that's still quite a bit of stuff stock. So that's something to keep in mind. I'm just gonna set her in there like that for now. All right, everybody. Let's finish up some conversations. Can you see me if I sit here? Just like a head floating. Let's point down. Sorry, guys, shaking the camera a little bit again. All right, where are we at? Good use of coffee. I read that. Really do like that bike. Zach, how's the Santa Cruz? Still haven't yet to drive one. I've driven pretty much every other Hyundai Kia in that category. Curious how it would stack up to the new Maverick. Light. Drop bars would be wicked on that. That would be interesting to put some drop bars on that. Back to you, Zach. I personally am really liking my Santa Cruz a lot. So when I was looking at that new Binary Maniac to buy, it like took everything for me not to buy an actual Santa Cruz bike to go with my Santa Cruz. I just thought that would have been hysterical. But no, for what I'm going to use that truck, car, whatever people are arguing over what it is, it's got a bed on it, so I'm going to call it a truck. But it's not a very big bed. But for what I'm going to use it for, it's going to be perfect. I could put 2 bikes on the roof rack. I could put 2 bikes in the rear with a tailgate pad. And I could comfortably fit 4 people in the actual front of the truck. So, 4 full-grown adults. And it gets decent gas mileage too, which that was one of my other bigger things for it. But I got the Night Edition, which has a 2.5 turbo in it, which, I mean, it is what it is. I just really liked the trim option on the Night Edition, so that's why I grabbed that one. I think it looks absolutely awesome. But I loved my Chevy Cruze. And, I mean, I had that thing for about 8 years, but it kind of blew up on me, so it was time to get rid of it. What it was going to cost to fix wasn't worth what the car was worth. I am planning on doing a Santa Cruz video over the vehicle whenever it warms up, because I bought some things for it that will work really well for mountain bikers. So if there's another mountain biker who's looking to get that vehicle, it'll kind of maybe explain what my thought process was and why I got it. So, but no, so far, absolutely, I'm loving it. I think it's such a freaking cool vehicle, and it looks like it makes people turn their heads, which is hysterical. But like I've had people ask to like come look at it and stuff to check it out, just because it is literally an extended El Camino is what it is, and it's just very unique. So that's why I like it. I just think it's a super cool vehicle, and when you put a bike on the top of it, man, it looks good. It looks so good. So yeah, so far so good there, Zach. Just a channel suggestion. I would pick people you can trust to be a moderator because you never know who might join. So far I've not had to worry about moderating, which hopefully I never do. But as the channel grows, I'll have to. So that's a very valid point, Trevor, and thank you for bringing that up. But hopefully we just don't ever have to worry about it and we're good to go, right? What's up, Wills Grant? Hey, have you thought about doing an e-bike conversion to one of your bikes for content? That fat tire mongoose could be an interesting candidate. So I've actually had a lot of people reach out to me over turning that into a fat bike or how I would do it. So I've never had an e-bike. I've never messed with an e-bike. A lot of people turned the Mongoose Dolomite into an e-bike, and it seems to work great for them. I don't know if there's already YouTube videos up of that or not, but for me personally, I don't see a use for me to do that, if that makes sense. So I probably don't intend on doing that anytime soon. Getting an e-bike's not out of the question. I wouldn't mind getting an e-bike. I just don't want to buy an e-bike myself. Like if I got an e-bike, it would kind of be like for my wife or for my dad most likely. And of course, I'd play around on it just to kind of review it and give it an overlook. But for like me and my health and well-being and where I'm at right now, like I don't personally feel like I need or want an e-bike. Absolutely nothing wrong with people who ride e-bikes. I mean, you ride longer, you have more descents, and I mean, they're more fun from what I can gather. They just weigh more. But I mean, if you ride an e-bike, that's terrific. But there's also issues in the state of Illinois with e-bikes, and we actually can't take e-bikes on the trails here. So it would really lower my bike riding down. So I like really wouldn't be able to use it around here. So that's another thought process that, I feel like it might be a slight waste of money for me because I do a lot of my riding in Illinois for training and stuff. So, but no, that's a very interesting question. Hey, what's up, Chris? I'm glad you. I was talking about you earlier, Chris. You missed it. So nice to have something to transport bikes easily. Yeah, and that's why I really like that bike. It's or that vehicle. It's nice to because with my actual setup of my Cruise, I had to put them in the rear of the actual car, which it was fine, it worked, but it was in the way of like the trunk and stuff like that. So being able to just throw the bikes on the back on the tailgate pad, that's huge. Just throwing them in there and being good to go. I love that aspect of it. But no, the Mavericks, to go back to that point, Zach, I'm sorry. The Mavericks look really cool. And I was really torn between the Maverick and the Hyundai. And I ended up going with the Santa Cruz. So, and again, it was more just personal preference than like apples and oranges comparison over why I bought this one compared to that one. I kind of liked the way the Hyundai, the Santa Cruz looked better than the Maverick. So, and it's really hard to beat a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. We'll see if anything comes up with actually, how good that actually comes out to be. But man, I thought that was pretty stinking nice. So, fishing. Oh, hang on. It says order parts from Wish and go full max. If you end up doing that, let me know so I can watch it. Oh man, that's hysterical. Fishing. I put my bike on top of my new Beetle. It's crazy looking. People like to look. It's hysterical. I love having bikes on the top of. It's just they look so cool. I think it's awesome. So, all right, Will Grant, that's fair. Thanks for your thoughts. It's entertaining to watch you tinker, but maybe not the right fit for you. And honestly, maybe I will someday. I don't know, But as of right now, it's not on my radar for a video. But I appreciate you asking me because I mean that's one of the things I love about this channel in general. It's you guys will think of things for me to do that I've never thought of. So definitely always hit me up with ideas. And as mentioned, I mean maybe I'll look into some motors and see what they look like. What I've been wanting to do is actually get a new fat bike and like a more higher end fat bike to compare the two is what I want to do. So I have a real nice built up Mongoose Dolomite. I want to compare that to like a stock, $2,000 fat bike and just see how big of a difference it is and get the opinions of other people. So maybe I could just find a friend with a nice fat bike and ride his and he can ride mine. And that could be a really fun, entertaining video because it seems like the fat bike videos do really well on this channel. So a lot of fat bikers, evidently. I appreciate you guys. But with your new truck, the car versus bike cost is off. Bike cost is more than car. That's the law. It's definitely way off. Now that was a little expensive of a purchase. I definitely shouldn't have bought it. I'm not gonna lie, but it was one of those things where I talked to Marley and I was just kind of like, I wanted it, and I've never really purchased a vehicle that like I wanted. I've always made some form of like negotiation in the sense of price. So it was kind of cool to walk into the dealership and just be like, hey, I want that. And I don't really care. Let's just make it happen. And it was pretty cool. So and it was pretty nice that Marley was on board for that too. So pretty cool wife. I'm very fortunate to have Marley. Santa Cruz definitely looks better and probably available. Waited almost a year for our Maverick. Dang, I didn't realize you waited a year for it. That's wild. Yeah, I walked onto the lot and grabbed it. I saw it. My car broke. They had it. I bought it and left. It was a one-day situation. It was terrific. Fishing, you run any Specialized tires? I got some Butchers and Eliminators when they were on sale for $32. That's so funny. My Specialized actually has an Eliminator and a Butcher, and I really like them. For the price, I thought they were terrific. I've gotten some flack from people over them, though, but I think they just say they're a little heavy, but I didn't mind. I set up my bike tubeless and put in Cushcore, it was fine. So, but all right, guys, I've gone a little over longer than I meant to go, so I'm gonna go ahead and end the live feed. Thank you everyone who joined. I worked on the Specialized probably 50% of the time compared to talking and commenting, but that's what I'm here for, just talking. And I'm hoping to be able to start doing live feeds once every other week, give or take, is what we're shooting for. So, thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Thank you again, and I appreciate you guys. And definitely stay posted for Wednesday's video because the dirt jumper is looking crisp, and I think you'll enjoy it. But cheers, and everyone have a good night.